there's only going to be a couple more public meetings before this year's budget vote, obviously, and the trustee elections. And as I said at the end of that email, I just want an open dialogue. Last week I asked a few questions of my elected representatives and I was ruled out of order. What I try to impress upon the school board is the fact that you're elected officials, and what I'm discussing is never personal. It's never about your personal lives or your jobs or any of that kind of matter. It's the fact that you seven folks are charged by law with the protection of the physical and monetary assets of the district and the decisions on expenditures of the public monies of the district. So obviously, I've been asking these questions week after week in emails, and then again last week at the meeting. And the only board member who wasn't present was Mrs. McDonough, and I'd like to direct this question to her if you don't have any problem with this. It's obviously, I referred to what took place between May 20th, 2014 and June 25th, 2014. In my opinion, happened under the cover of darkness. Didn't happen in the sunlight, and it certainly didn't happen tonight. See how you guys all discussed whether or not to add a day or remove a day? That's actually how a school board is supposed to operate. First of all, to discuss it in a collegial manner, but more importantly, do it in public. So between May 20th, 14, when I voted yes on the budget, and I helped elect Paul and Mike and Brian, that day came and went. I then came and sat right in that row where my wife is, and it was announced that there was a motion for superintendent's contract. The reason I found that so odd was, if you all recall, when we had that 500-person meeting at the high school, there was an individual, his first name is Dominic, and he'd come up to the microphone and he asked a direct question to the superintendent, said, in not the most respectful manner, how many more years do I have to put up with you? And Dr. Murphy's answer was 4 more years, because he had just secured a 5-year contract on June 19th, 2013. I've been asking you to please reach out to Rich. He represents 60 school districts, off the record, and let us know how many other districts in Nassau and Suffolk combined have had similar incidents to what's taken place here between 2011 and June 25th of last year. You had told me it's routine to renegotiate contracts. This is why, Danny, I finally reached out to John Hildebrand. Hildebrand is one of the senior experts on Long Island School District information. Some people in the room might know him, maybe you don't know him. He's been writing about school district information in Long Island for decades. So I reached out to John about 2 weeks ago. I said, do me a favor. I want to put this to bed, and if you can give me a laundry list of similar incidents, I'll come to this microphone, apologize, and shut up. What he couldn't do, the only reference he brought up was Herman Surrace's 20-year contract. We are discussing the expenditure of public monies. It's very important that we have answers to these questions. The budget passed. I asked Mrs. Down last week, you only encumbered $225,000. It doesn't matter if it's a superintendent's code line or it's for the purchase of snowplows for the district. If you encumber $225,000, that's what you get to spend. Unless, of course, you come back and readdress it. But if you readdress it, I need to see the proof. Where's the records? So, in order to make the superintendent whole this year, you have to come up with an additional $7,000. If you read this year's expenditure, what you show for encumbrance from last year is $225,000. This coming year, for 2015-16, you've encumbered $237,000 because that happens to be his new contractual obligation. So this year, you've done it right. It reflects a $12,000 increase and a 5.3% increase. So you're going to have to explain to me, either here or I'm going to have to go through FOIA requests, and I don't want to do that. Today I spent about an hour reading what the 3 new members were quoted in saying last year. Paul Giambona is quoted saying, no one should ever have to go through a Freedom of Information request to get this information. This is a public record. Your answer to me last week was, I don't remember.